synthesis of the physical, cognitive, and socio-emotional development of preschoolers. For our learning outcomes, first, demonstrate knowledge of characteristics of preschooler. Second, apply pedagogical principles in planning learning activities for preschoolers. Third, choose strategies that are developmentally appropriate for preschoolers. Each child is unique in that individual differences exist. Children develop at their own pace and may not meet these milestones at the same time. Biological and environmental factors also affect physical, cognitive, and socio-emotional development, such as brain development, heredity, nutrition, and culture. Physical development. Preschoolers are more coordinated than toddlers and more purposeful in their actions. They demonstrate speed and strength, and they become increasingly more independent. There is a steady increase in children's height, weight, and muscle tone. Spend large amount of time running, climbing, jumping, and chasing each other. They scribble, paint, build, pour, cut with scissors, put puzzles together, and string beads. Dress and undress themselves. Throw, catch, bounce, and kick a ball. Wash and dry hands. Hop and stand on one foot up to 2 seconds. Pour, cut with supervision and mash his own food. Draw a person with 2 to 4 body parts. For cognitive development, preschoolers often ask lots of questions, especially why. They can say their first and last name, can name colors, understand the idea of counting, starts to understand time, remember part of the story, understand the difference between things that are the same and that are different, aware of their own gender and can identify the gender of others, know the difference between reality and fantasy, but they still play or pretend, organize games and make friends, understand concepts like bigger and taller, develop sense of humor and delight in jokes and riddles, start negotiating with you if there's something they want, start predicting what will happen next, for example, in a story. Socio-emotional development. Preschoolers are aware that they can be hurt physically, which sometimes causes them to be very sensitive about their bodies, enjoy doing new things, copy adults and friends, talk about what he likes and is interested in, take turns in games, show concerns for a crying friend, understand the idea of mine and his or hers, shows a wide range of emotions. They can use words to describe basic feelings like sad, happy, and angry and excited. Understand the idea of sharing but don't expect her to share all the time. Cooperate with other children. Pretend to be a mom or dad during play. More independent. Application of pedagogical principles. Let's connect with learner-centered principles. We will choose one principle for each of the 4 clusters. We will refer to the 14 learner-centered psychological principles in Unit 1. For Cluster 1, the cognitive and metacognitive factors. We use principle of context of learning. Elaboration of the principles for preschool learners. Factors including culture, technology, and instructional practices are great influencers for our young learners, the preschoolers. The more they are exposed to the environment, the more they learn in their own way. Strategies for teaching preschool learners is to use the discovery and exploration approach and explicit teaching. In this strategy, we can devise different activities in which the learners are able to observe and do the activities themselves to learn and discover something. Things can also be more interesting for them if the familiar objects can be manipulated in such different manner. For example, they are familiar with the colors red, blue, and yellow, but discovers that if they combine the blue and yellow, it becomes green. Moreover, in curiosity, add more yellow or more blue that will give them different color. Since early childhood or preschoolers are good imitators, they can easily learn something, especially if it is the trends. The new trends today are the development of technology and how we use it in our everyday life. This trend is also the effect of the COVID-19 pandemic, in which all communications are said to be through emails and internet. Preschoolers who are exposed to this kind of setting will eventually learn how to communicate virtually. Cluster 2. Motivational and affective factors. We use the principal effects of motivation and effort. When you see a child is making an effort to do an activity, it means that he or she is motivated to learn. Therefore, teaching will be easier. Recognition and effort reinforcement strategies such as praising pupils and give them rewards will motivate them to continue to listen and add more efforts. Preschoolers are more motivated and obedient when they receive positive reinforcements to the activity. For example, when a child refuses to return the toy, just tell him or her positive words like very good or good boy or a simple reward. Afterwards, he or she will be willing to return the toy, just like in teaching and learning. We continue to recognize our learners, they will be motivated to listen and participate. Cluster 3. Developmental and social factors. We use the social influences on learning principles. If we are to observe, preschoolers are playful and like to play with other kids. This means that they are interested to do the activity or play when they are with their friends. Therefore, cooperative learning strategy will allow the learners to interact and collaborate with other kids. This includes group activity and accomplishing the task assigned in each group. Cluster 4. Individual differences factors. We use the individual differences in learning principle. Definitely, no two persons are alike. Each individual is unique. Therefore, we must be fair in giving activities to our learners, not by giving them the same, but by giving them what they need. DAP, or Developmentally Appropriate Practices approach, is, I think, one of the strategies that should be used in teaching preschoolers with the principle of individual differences. In this strategy, we can also use collaborative learning in which learners are grouped according to their interests or capabilities so that they can excel in their area, making them more motivated to learn. For example, you are teaching the preschoolers about the action words. We can group them according to who likes to sing, to draw, to act, to recite a poem, and give them appropriate activity for that. Example of activity. Group 1. Kids who like to sing. Sing the action word.
This is the way we brush our teeth. Brush our teeth. Brush our teeth. This is the way we brush our teeth early in the morning.
For group 2, kids who like to do the acting. Act the action words. Let them do the action while reciting.
I do like this, I do like this, I do like this. I do like this, I do like this, I do like this. I do like this, I do like this.
For group 3, kids who like to draw. Draw the action words. Draw the action words that the teacher will tell. Example, sleep, run, walk, eat, etc. So that's it. Thank you for listening.